Well, what an absolutely beautiful weekend we've just had. I wonder if, like me, you enjoyed watching the rugby over the weekend. I do enjoy watching the Six Nations, and rather appropriate today that I'm recording this on the 1st of March, St David's Day. Enough said probably about the similarity between the French and the Welsh languages. Um, an interesting game, and congratulations to Wales. I think it would be fair to say that England threw that one away towards the end of the second half. Hi, my name is Pete Last, and I'm doing a year in the life of an executive coach and mentor. And this week I wanted to think about something that I did a little bit of over the weekend in the garden when I wasn't watching the rugby, and that was doing a little bit of pruning. We're fortunate where we live here in North Devon to be able to grow some beautiful hydrangea, and I was spending a bit of time this weekend doing what you're supposed to do to them at this time of year, and that's just pruning them back down. So here's the hydrangea that we've got growing in our back garden, and you can see last year's growth. It's still there, but the flower has died, it's dried up, and you've got left this brown dried up stalk, which has been useful over the winter because it's been protecting the plant from frost. But now's the time where that needs to be snipped out, and you go down, so I'm told, to two matching buds on either side of the stalk, and you snip there, and you will then get some cracking growth later on this summer. So I had quite an enjoyable couple of hours in the garden at the weekend, just working my way around the garden, pruning down the hydrangeas and other bits and pieces. And it got me thinking that it's quite a useful metaphor, isn't it? The idea of pruning a plant. And I think back over the last year in my own life, moving away from being a headmaster, moving into becoming a coach. At times that's been quite a painful process. But I suppose thinking about the pruning metaphor, there is old growth, and there has been old growth in my life that's been part and parcel of my experiences as I have gone through my career as a teacher and as an educator. And those flowers, in a sense, they've gone. They've bloomed, that time has bloomed, that time is past. And actually, what I've had to do in the last year is prune back some of those bits and pieces in order to allow something fresh, something new to develop within me. And for me, that's been this coaching process that I'm engaged in, and the clients I'm enjoying working with, which I've really thoroughly enjoyed. But that hasn't always felt very pleasant, because it's been about dealing with things from the past and maybe acknowledging that those things have gone now, and I'm moving on into something a little bit different. So I think for me personally, the metaphor, if you like, of pruning a plant has been quite an interesting one for me to ponder over the last few days. And I think as well, it's something that, working with some of my clients, it's sometimes where they're at as well, that they're a bit stuck where they are at the moment. They've maybe had quite a long time working in one sector, or even in one career, even in one job, and they've been fruitful. They've produced fruit, they've produced flowers, but those are dying off now, and the time has come to prune. The time has come to cut back, and to cut back to find out what's really important, to go right back to the beginning, right back to our values. What is it that really matters to you? What is it that really matters to me? And how do we want that to have an impact on how we go about our daily lives? So there we are, just a few thoughts that struck me as I was in the garden over the weekend with my secateurs. Let's hope that this beautiful weather continues for a few more days, certainly raising all of our spirits, isn't it? But thank you for engaging with these videos, and do come and find me again next week for week number 10. Take care.